So probably the most common question I get asked about is about storage, about the capsules, about the tubes for gold sovereigns. So here is a full sovereign from 1892, therefore it is obviously the Jubilee Portrait Queen Victoria. So when it comes to capsules, tubes, etc., whatever coin it is you are looking at, you need obviously to get a capsule or a tube big enough to fit the coin, but not so big that it's rattling around. So there's various links in the description if you want to check out the ones that I've bought, but I'm just going to run you through them. So you've got a few different kinds. You've got these bigger capsules where you have the foam inserts. The advantage of these is you can obviously have all the different coins in the same capsule and the foam will stop them rattling around, and it just makes for nice uniform stacks of capsules, I suppose. So you don't have, you know, a small capsule with a sovereign and then a bigger capsule with a 1 ounce coin. You've just got literally all the same sizes. See, like these are obviously different sizes, but we could get that coin in there with a bigger foam gasket, and we could obviously get that coin in there with a smaller diameter gasket. So that is one option. You can use those, so you can have the same size capsule with different sized coins, and similar styles exist. Personally, I don't keep most of my coins in capsules. I do keep some. So the sovereign is just over 22mm in diameter. So these capsules in here are 22.5, which means there is a tiny bit of movement in them. Let me just pop one out for you. But it also does fit the 1/4 ounce coins in, so most 1/4 ounce coins will also fit. And yeah, these capsules are not very expensive. You can buy a box of them with 100 in, which is what I've done. So again, there's links if you want to have a look where I've got them from. So it is in there. It's got some play, but it's not like rattling around like a sausage going down a haunted old well. It is just a tiny bit of movement in there. It's not super loose. So that is what I would do for those. Just pop them in there. So the inner diameter of that capsule is 22.5. The coin is 22mm 0.05, I think. The inner diameter of the capsule, 22.5. And then for the outer diameter of the capsule, I think it's about 33mm. So something about there. It's about 31. Yeah, it's 31. So for example, this is a 33mm inner diameter, which would take a 1 ounce gold coin out of the capsule, or it will take the full sovereign or the 1/4 ounce in the capsule. And there's a bit of movement in there, but again, you don't want it too tight that it gets stuck in there. So that is an option for if you're using coins in capsules. So these tubes are 33mm, and they will take off to the 1 ounce coins. This is the official Royal Mint tube, if you like. So when you buy in the coins from the mint, or if you're just buying them in bulk from dealers, they'll often come in here, the 1 ounce coins. So again, you've got this quite big tube, but the insert in there makes it to the 33mm. So see, like in the capsule, it won't fit. It will fit in the top bit there, but obviously it won't fit down there. And yeah, if you're buying these tubes, they are a bit more expensive. So they're a bit too big for coins and capsules. See, there's a lot of play in there, and they don't store very many when you've stacked them up. They'd maybe be like 5 or 6. So not a great option for putting coins in capsules. But if you just want to store, 10 or 12 gold Britannias, etc., or 1 ounce gold coins, and those are perhaps pretty handy. Obviously, if you want to keep them in capsules, though, you'll need something a bit bigger. So one of the things you can do is get some calipers to help you with measurements. But as I demonstrated a moment ago, you've probably got some sort of ruler at home, and you could probably use that as well. So these tubes here are 25mm. These were the ones that I've listed on, again, Amazon or eBay. They're an unbranded tube, so you can probably find them on both, but I've listed the links in the description from where I got them from. So you see there is a bit of movement in there unless you pack them in tight, and then there's no movement. But this holds about 46 or 47 sovereigns or quarter-ounce coins. And like I say, I've just put a little bit of a plastic bag in the top there just to stop them rattling. So yeah, the advantage of this, you can obviously store quite a lot of coins in not a lot of space. You know, 2 of these and you're into the 90 sovereign, sort of 90 quarter-ounce coins. You know, 20 ounces, isn't it, in 2 of those. So that's pretty handy. And you can also count them from the outside, and you can see what you've got in there. The Royal Mint tubes are similar, so they'll hold 30 coins usually. Again, it's a similar sized thing. Again, not in capsules though, so if you really want them in capsules, it's not the right option, but they are, you know, very small, very dense, and pretty handy for that. So the outer diameter of these are 33mm capsules to fit the 1 ounce coins. The outer diameter of those is about 39, so you're going to realistically need a 40mm inner diameter tube to fit these in. So if you want to do something like this, but with 1 ounce coins, you'll need a 40mm diameter tube to put in the 1 ounce gold coins in the capsules. Again, there's various unbranded versions. There are branded versions as well, which I guess you're just paying the same. You pay more for the same thing, is my interpretation, but some people like their certain brands. And then there is obviously the airtight brand, and like this is the Lighthouse in English. They're the brand that I've got here, but again, some of them are just unbranded, so I don't think it matters too much. But these tubes I do like. They store 20 capsules, and therefore obviously 20 sovereigns or quarter ounces, which is pretty handy, nice size, but they are quite a bit bulkier than just storing in here. So for coins you want to keep, you know, immaculate, don't want any more wear on them, then pop them into these, and then you can get 20 in here. But if space is a premium, like my first safe deposit box was very small, very tight, I could just about fit those in, and you know, you could roll them into the back of it, and you know, you could fit them in quite comfortably. But just depends, you know, whether you want to go into a bigger box eventually, or if you're storing anything else in there, and if you're storing documents or silver or whatever else, you know, jewellery, whatever you've got, then it might obviously fill them up a bit quicker, and space might be a bit of a premium. So I don't even know what these are. These are, I think they're all shields. But again, they're nice and tight in there, nice and stored in there, nice and safe. You know, they're not going anywhere, and with them obviously sitting in the safe deposit box all the time, if they're, you know, they're not going to be moving around unless the whole vault is shaking, you know, and bouncing about, which probably doesn't happen too often. The only other one I've got here is a silver coin tube. It is empty. See my big silver stack in there. And yeah, this is just about big enough for the capsules, but they will kind of get stuck. So you're probably not going to push your capsule into there, because it would physically fit, but not really. You know, it's not going to go flat, if that makes sense. And if it does, then you're going to have a difficulty getting them back out. So those are just for Silver Britannias. Again, don't have any of those to show you today, but they would just about keep the capsules in if you end up with some that are a bit smaller, but yeah, not quite. So obviously for a sovereign, you could pop them in there, would keep them safe, but you know, it'd just be like a loose tube full of them. But you know, if you've got like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 sovereigns, you could probably pop them in there, and you know, they wouldn't catch any harm, but it wouldn't be nice and neatly stacked. So if you do have a bit of OCD and want them all perfect and symmetrical and what's the word, you know, uniform, then that would be the way forward. To probably get something like this if you want them in tubes, or something like this if you don't. And obviously the Royal Mint tubes, you know, if you're ordering quite a few from a dealer, they might send in these, or if you're just buying them new from the mint, again, they'll come in tubes of 25, but you can squeeze a few more in. So those are your options when it comes to capsules. There are other ones, so if you're going to display your coins, you can get things like this. They just came, some coins I bought as best value. I can't remember what they were, but they just happened to come in these capsules, these big square ones. Maybe nice if you're putting them on display or something, but for me, that sort of, you know, it's taking up just far too much room in a small vault box. So yeah, maybe you want something like that if you're going to display a few coins or something, but for me, it was just a bit of a pain. So the smaller capsules are the way forward for me there. And yeah, if you are putting your 1 ounces in capsules as well, then that is the option for those. And like I say, the way you buy them is usually by inner diameter, so you don't normally get to see the outer diameter until you've actually got them. So now I've got obviously these, I just have them in a bag, but if you wanted to, you could obviously measure the outside and buy a tube that fits. So hopefully this answers a lot of questions, but it is the most common question I get on the channel. Like literally every video, almost every day, there's a new comment asking about capsules or tubes. So if I've missed anything, please let me know. Hope you enjoyed the video.